In the heart of the jungle where the sun dappled through the leaves, there lived a troop of friendly monkeys. Among them was a cheeky young monkey named Max, known for his infectious laughter and playful spirit. Max loved nothing more than swinging through the trees, playing jokes on his friends and making everyone erupt in fits of giggles. But sometimes, sometimes Max's jokes went a bit too far. One particularly sunny afternoon, Max was feeling especially mischievous. He swung from branch to branch, shrieking with delight as he went. Suddenly, he spotted his friend Tina the toucan perched on a low-hanging branch. She was carefully balancing a precarious stack of coconuts, each one taller than she was. An idea sparked in Max's mind, a silly, harmless prank that would surely raise a few laughs. But what he didn't realize was that this seemingly innocent jest would lead to a valuable lesson about friendship and the power of a simple apology. With a wicked grin spreading across his face, Max crept closer to Tina. As she turned away momentarily, he reached out and gave her stack a gentle nudge. The coconuts wobbled precariously before tumbling down, crashing to the ground with a loud thud. Max burst into laughter, expecting Tina to join in on his amusement. But instead, he saw a look of utter devastation on her face. "My coconuts," she cried, her voice trembling with sadness. "That wasn't funny at all, Max." Max's laughter died down, replaced by a wave of confusion. He had meant only to give her a playful scare, not to actually knock over her precious coconuts. But seeing the tears welling up in Tina's eyes, realization dawned on him. He had hurt her feelings and that wasn't his intention. "Oops," he stammered, suddenly feeling guilty. I didn't mean to upset you." "You sure?" he asked hopefully, but Tina just shook her head, wiping away her tears. With a final sad glance at the shattered coconuts, she flew away, leaving Max alone in the once vibrant jungle, the cheerful laughter now replaced by an unsettling silence. The guilt gnawed at Max's heart. He missed Tina's lively chatter and the way she always shared her coconuts with him. It wasn't just the loss of their friendship that troubled him, but the memory of her hurt, the disappointment in her eyes that he couldn't shake off. Determined to make things right, Max set out to find her. He searched high up in the tallest trees where she loved to perch and even checked under the lush foliage where she liked to hide. But Tina was nowhere to be found. Days turned into nights and Max grew increasingly worried. The playful banter between him and Tina had been a constant melody in his life, and now the sudden silence was deafening. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Max stumbled upon a clearing. There in the center sat Tina, her head resting on her wing, her shoulders shaking with quiet sobs. Max's heart ached at the sight of his dear friend so distraught. He hesitated for a moment, unsure of how to approach her. Then, mustering all his courage, he stepped into the clearing. "Tina," he called softly, hoping to startle her. At the sound of his voice, Tina lifted her head, her eyes instantly filling with tears. "Max," she whispered, her voice cracking with emotion. "Why did you do it?" she asked, her eyes searching his. "Why did you knock over my coconuts?" Max winced at her words. He knew that he had hurt her, but he hadn't realized how deeply his actions had affected her. Taking a deep breath, he began to speak. "Tina, I'm so sorry. I never meant to hurt you or break your coconuts. I just wanted to play a joke and I thought it would be funny, but I was wrong. I'm truly sorry." He paused, unsure of what else to say. To his surprise, Tina's anger seemed to melt away, replaced by a look of understanding. She nodded slowly, acknowledging his apology. "I know you didn't mean to hurt me, Max. You're my best friend." "I know that." A small smile touched her lips. "And you're right. It was silly of me to get so upset over coconuts." Max felt a wave of relief wash over him. It wasn't the apology he had expected, but it was one he cherished nonetheless. He knew that saying sorry hadn't undone what he had done, but it was a start. It was a first step towards repairing the rift between them. As the days went by, Max kept his promise to himself. He helped the other animals whenever he could, big and small. He lent a hand to the sloths who needed help reaching ripe fruits, and even assisted the toucans in building their nests. He never forgot the hurt he had caused Tina, and he was determined to show her that he had learned from his mistake. Meanwhile, Tina, being the kind and forgiving friend that she was, also forgave Max. She understood that everyone makes mistakes, and what mattered most was that he had apologized and was trying to make amends. Soon, their friendship, which had been as sturdy as the old fig tree, was back to normal. They spent their days playing hide and seek among the vines and sharing stories as they swung on the vines. They even started a new game. A game where they pretended to be explorers discovering new lands, always looking out for each other and helping one another along the way. One sunny afternoon, as they were playing their new game, Tina stopped suddenly, her eyes wide with excitement. "Max," she exclaimed, "let's organize a party for all our friends. We can invite everyone from the river, the treetops, and the forest floor. It'll be the biggest party the jungle has ever seen." Max's eyes lit up at the idea. He loved parties, and even better, the idea of sharing happiness with all their friends. Together, they came up with a plan. They would call it the Friendship Fiesta, a celebration of their bond and a tribute to their journey of forgiveness and understanding. On the day of the fiesta, the jungle came alive with music, laughter, and the aroma of sweet jungle fruits. All the animals attended, from Benny the bunny and Sammy the sloth to Larry the leopard and Polly the parrot. There were games, dances, and even a fashion show where the animals paraded around in colorful flower garlands. And in the center of it all was Max and Tina, their friendship shining brighter than the midday sun. As the party drew to a close, Max leaned over to Tina, a grateful smile on his face. "I'm so glad we're friends," he whispered, "and I'm really sorry for what I did." Tina squeezed his hand gently. "I know you are, Max, and I'm so glad we're friends too." She paused for a moment, then added, "You know, sometimes jokes can hurt, but a true friend always apologizes when they do." Max's eyes widened in realization. He understood now that being a good friend wasn't just about playing and having fun. It was also about being aware of his actions and the impact they had on others. And so from that day forward, Max continued to make people laugh with his silly jokes and playful antics. But now he also made sure to be mindful and considerate. He learned that a true friend knows when to say sorry and when to lend a helping hand. He learned that friendship, like the mighty banyan tree, needs care and attention to grow, but its branches can spread wide and strong, offering shade and comfort to all.